Well, look at this. Good afternoon. A little bit rainy here in Florida. I can't see. We'll take my glasses off with my jacket, shirt. I need to look a little respectable today. Anyway, get rid of that. PK here. With that out of the box. And I think what I want to talk about today, the subject is, this is something everybody wants to know, which is, how long does it take to be a successful trader? To make money? Now, success can mean lots of different things to many of you. Depends what your definition of success is. Anyway, so I call these things the big three questions. In my over 35 years experience of trading, I've been asked three things. Number one, does technical analysis work? Reading the charts. Now, I did another video, and I hope I answered that question for you. Watch that video, so we're not going to talk about that. But these are the three big questions that have been asked over the years a million times. Number two, can trading be taught? Is it possible? Can you learn how to trade? And number three, which we're going to discuss here on our out of the box this afternoon, is how long does it take to learn how to trade? What's it going to take? Actually, that and part B of that question. Everybody wants to know, how long did it take me? How long did it take PK to get it? So anyway, to start with, I'll make a couple of points. When you read some of these things, they're addressed in some books, or maybe you read them online, or, a lot of people they talk about, and I pretty much agree with this, which is, you need about 5,000 hours of screen time, which about 2 years. Remember, this is a profession. I was going to say, you can't compare it to being a doctor, but look at the years it takes to be a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, anything. And I think the media, CNBC, all these programs, including, they want to give the impression that you can learn in 2 months, 3 months, start making money. Let's all sit home and make trades, especially now. And believe me, it's not the reality. But yes, everyone learns and practice and has an understanding at a different rate. But this number is thrown out there a lot. This 5,000 hours of screen time. It's roughly 2 years. Could it happen sooner for you? Of course. It's kind of like what happened with playing poker. Before there was the online poker, it took years to master poker because you couldn't play enough hands. But here we know you can we have all this information on direct access trading and website trading. Everyone's got access to it. You can make trades, and commissions are cheaper. In fact, they're free now. So the commissions ain't even a factor. So you can really learn. As in the poker, it's all about how many trades you need to practice. No different than practicing tennis or anything else. The other thing is, as I mentioned, number two, they talk about number of trades you need to make to really say how good you are. A lot of these people who have hedge funds and stock traders, you see these track records, which, by the way, I'm going to do a video on how to analyze a track record. For some of you, actually many of you who want to hire a financial advisor and give them your money, and they analyze, they have, the real ones have to have a verifiable track record. So, and one of the key things when you look at this, which we're talking now, is how many trades. What is the number of trades? I don't know if you can hear that rain. One thing about that Florida, it's sunny, and I've never heard rain come down so hard. It makes this noise. Maybe you're picking it up, so I apologize for that. Whereas, in the stock trading, and I don't mean short term, I mean stock quote unquote investing, you see these records, they maybe make 5-10 trades in a year, and they show these great records 5 years. So the question is, over 5 years, they've made 50, 100 transactions. And this, in my opinion, this is not really enough to tell you they could have been lucky. Remember, there's a lot of luck in this. There's a lot of luck in trading. Also, too, when you start, what type of market you're in. So I think the amount of trades you make in a given time period is important. And remember, I'm not talking about going in and out day trading and things like this, but still, when you want to see, wow, where am I at with the trading? You want to analyze, and let me tell you what that number is. It's pretty much in statistics. You'll find, if you want to get a pretty good feel of the average temperatures or how good how accurate you are, you need to go out there and make it. The number is 30. So make 30 trades. You don't have to make them in a week. It could be in a couple months, 6 months, 3 months, 2 weeks. You want to be a day trader, and you can always analyze those 30 trades and see, hey, am I positive, negative, things like this. So this is the number, is 30, and this is nothing to do with trading. This is statistics. It gives you maybe, I think it's 85% confidence. It's not perfect, but you need to have some metric and how to judge how good you are. So I'm telling you, go out there and make 30 trades. I don't care what it is. From one market, across the different markets, Bitcoin, silver trade, whatever it may be, the stock market, Tesla, doesn't matter. Just make 30 transactions, and you can analyze yourself by groups of 30 and go back and say, hey, how did I do? And you get a feel, especially when you're learning, am I improving? Did I get worse? So this is very important. So let me tell you, I'm going to bring it up for you right here, these are the biggest myths, falsehoods that you read in the books, the trading sites, and here they are. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to read them out to you, and I'm going to tell you we're going to do this. The myths are, you'll see, they always ask how much I've mentioned this before, how much did you risk per trade of your capital? And you're going to see this number, 2%. So if you have a $10,000 account, you're not supposed to risk more than $200. But what I'm telling you, this is too much. This is wrong. You go broke. This is something for if you can never. This is something when you're winning and you can up your bet up to 2%. Some will say 1.5%. I've told you. I mentioned in another video about this, how much to risk and reward. I stress this, but this is a myth. You risk 2% a trade. I don't care of your account on every trade. Believe me, it's just a matter of when. You're going to lose all your money. I don't care if you've got 2,000 or 200,000 or 2 million in that account. You keep risking 2%, you're going to be, unless you get very lucky in the beginning. And then eventually, it's like playing blackjack in Las Vegas. You can sit down at the table and start winning and winning and winning, and this will just make you last longer. But that's absolutely no bear. This is the wrong bet. The other huge myth, and you're looking at someone who did this. Remember, I got back into the short-term, I don't want to say day trading, but as you know, my niche is 1 to 4 days. Where I grew up is in '82, we didn't have online trading commissions. I used to hold trades remember, I'm a futures trader, minimum 2 weeks. I've held things for 3 months, 4 months. Nobody approached it, but this is how you make money. You got to hold those trades. You got to let them play out. And sometimes they happen quickly, and sometimes you got to hold them much longer. You never know when that move's going to happen. You got to be in to make it. So you'll find all the trading books and giving you tips, including the trading schools, how much you do if you're going to risk $100, try to make $300. Go for these 3-to-1 type trades. I am telling you, yeah, mathematically, it's correct. That's why they teach this. But in the reality, it's not enough because you're going to make mistakes. You get screwed on your stop, on your fills, all sorts of problems. And you will not, you can pull ahead a little bit, but we're here to make money so we can buy things that we want. In my case, as I told you, watch, a car, nice clothes, a vacation, pay my bills in advance. I do all these things when I hit some big win. But it's never going to happen if you go for 3-to-1. I'm going for 20-to-1, 10-to-1. There's a lot of break-evens that go up. And I mentioned before, you'll see another video. The thing about moving your stop, I forgot actually to write this down. This moving your stop up, this trailing stop, this is also, they'll show in the books. Can it work? Yes, but most of the time you get stopped out. The market just too unpredictable. Day in and day out, you'll be stopped out and you'll miss the move. You did everything right. You get in right. You keep, the theory is, they all explain is to trail your stop up and protect your profit as you're letting it ride. Unfortunately, the reality of trading won't let this happen. They'll always show examples in the book at your trading school. You can always find that perfect trade, but how many times is it perfect? For you poker players, it's no different. It's the same. How many times you pick up those 2 cards and the flop, the 3 cards come down perfect, and then the 4th card comes down, all 5 cards come out perfect. Does it happen? Yes, but rarely. Most of the time you have to make decisions. What are you going to do? You have to go as it comes, make decisions. The trading is very similar. That's why I did a video on poker and trading. And the other falsehood is that the schools, websites, the books, they give you this impression that we can make, that trading is about making money consistently, whether it's every day, every week, and to look at your metrics. Average profit per trade, average loss, all these metrics, and I'm telling you, they're going to lead you right down the drain, because it's not about you. There is no consistent. Nobody's that good. All of us have streaks. We have our style. That our market fits that style, and we never know when it's going to come. And when it comes, this is when you make money. In fact, you'll find out when you look at some of the big hedge funds or any of the big traders that are managing money, the money's made in 2 months of the year. The rest of the 10 months is about trying to hold even without getting yourself in trouble. This is what the trading is about. It's not trying to make money every day, every week, every month. Of course, we'd love to, but they promote this to say it's possible. This making consistent. I can only tell you, the only people I ever saw make consistent money was years ago, before the internet trading. You had to move to Chicago. You had to lease a seat, trade the S&P on the floor, or trade silver and gold on the COMEX. You had to be on the floor to get where the commissions were in those days were maybe 25 cents, but you have the information and you can get out quickly, see what everybody else is doing. This was where the real, if you wanted to be a day trader, up until maybe late, the first wave was with E-Trade. Remember this? And the first internet boom of the mid-96 to 2000, when they started having day trading rooms and doing online. But maybe you know somebody who's done it. Can you do it? Do I have trades that last a day or 6 hours, 8 hours? Of course. But the strategy, I've not seen anybody with a verifiable track record, a professional day trader that's in the last, since the online trading. Everyone I know made big money, really big money, were all members of the exchange, down on the floor, screaming their blank off. So, again, and the last thing about the myths here, remember the myths? I'm talking number 4, or maybe it's number 5. Look, there's no magic formula. There's no aha moment. This trading can be so random. You think you've got to figure it out because you start making winning trades. It's just the market's going your way. You have a good rate, but it can change. And so what I want to tell you is that really you're going to find, no matter how good you are, but stock, Bitcoin, I don't care what vehicle you are trading, you're going to lose half the time, 60% of the time. I maybe not have losers, maybe you have break evens, but you're going to win maybe a third of the time. They talk about this win ratio, but I wouldn't follow these metrics. They can give you overconfidence when you're winning, and all of a sudden you'll start betting bigger. And the next thing you know, you're going to start losing, and you're going to wipe out your account. I'm sure all of you know the stories. Have seen many stories. People, how many times they wiped out their account. It's like a badge of honor. And I'm telling you, this is unnecessary. Who wants to blow out their account? And then you read, after 5 times they blew all this money, they tried it, and the 6th time now they've made it all. Yes, these stories are true, but this is not the way. It's not necessary. It's because they're all betting too big in the beginning. You can only bet big when you really have experience on what to do when these trades don't work out for you. Stocks, futures. So anyway, let's take this myths. Look, I did this before. I want to burn it, but you know what? Remember what happened last time? I was about to burn my jacket. So, $1,500 jacket that I'm wearing. So forget about that. I'm going to rip it up. Don't do these things. You can go back and listen to what I said. Forget that. And the last thing we'll talk about is summarize in general. Of course, everybody wants to know, okay, PK, then tell us, what's the best way to learn how to trade? And we'll go through them. This is my opinion. Remember, it's my opinion coming from 35 years experience. I had a brokerage company, hundreds of clients, people trying from all walks of life, all knowledge, all different levels of skill. I think the best way is to have that one-on-one coaching. They call it finding a mentor. How do you find a mentor? And then the problem is you say, yes, people offer the mentoring service, but they don't have any track record. And I'm telling you, who cares? Maybe just because the person is a loser in the trading does not mean you can't learn something. You can learn something, especially someone who has a lot of experience. Remember, there's a lot of personality traits that don't fit for the trading. And he might have all the right strategies and teaching. Of course, we know most mentors can't do it for themselves. Kind of like when you're in the college. You take your finance class, or you think, God, if they're so smart, what are they teaching for? All teachers are losers. This is true. It is true. But this doesn't mean you can't learn something and learn something valuable as long as the person is the real deal, really has a lot of experience. It's been losing for years, but he has market experience. So I wouldn't, I see that, I want to get a mentor. I see these online, people posting, is anybody out there? I tried this person, but he scammed me. He said he's a winner. And, I'm telling you, who cares? If the guy has experience in the market making thousands of trades, that's what I would ask. Have you made that? It doesn't, whether he lies to you and tells you you're a winner or loser, you can learn something. I believe in this one-on-one training. So this is what I do believe in this. Number 2, I mentioned this before. Trading on the simulator. Now, yes, you don't get the emotional aspect. The minute you put your own money on the line, it's all of a sudden it's much different. You'll find out. But I think these trading simulators for stocks, for futures, they have a place. Their place is to work out your strategy. But don't get too carried away that, oh my God, trading is so easy because I took my my fake $10,000 or $100,000 account, and I ran it up to $1 million. And wow, the trading is so easy. Believe again, this is just a marketing hook, but you can use this as a tool to practice some strategies. As long as you understand, don't get too carried away about you're knocking them dead. It's more about trying this, because you'll find out. Because remember, since you have no pressure in the simulator, it's not real money, you'll find out right away your strategies that don't work. So that you can scratch those. You don't even play with that with real money. The other thing is, okay, we see this advertised. I see them on YouTube. So all sorts has been around. They say, PK, what about those trading schools? Especially the day trading schools. They charge money. I'm against these things. I think if you're going to pay, you're better off paying an individual, private mentoring, private tutor, even if the guy is a loser. I think it's much better. What they're teaching in the schools, I think, will put you in the wrong direction. Because first of all, they're usually all about day trading. Because everyone gets hooked. And that, wow, I could sit home. Look at me. Sit home in your bathing suit or travel now and work. And everyone's attracted to this, but believe me, the reality is, even now at 62, I'm getting up 11, I'm in the East Coast time. But the point is, even at my old age, actually, I have to make some lifestyle changes. Because it's, your health, it can only handle it so long. My eyes, I get headaches, glasses, not sleeping, all sorts of this, all from getting up over the years or spending too much time staring at the screen. I didn't have this problem. Actually, I think the trading was much easier before the computer came into play. I really do. Because you bought your stock, you bought your future, and you said, I'm in it for the long run. There is no short-term. Commissions were too high, you didn't have access, had to pick up the phone, call your broker. So I think, yes, the big negative of the online phenomena is that it's so easy. Everyone can jump in, now you can do it on your phone. As you all know, on your phone, rob it, and not only that, the commissions are free now. I'm telling you, it's no different. The commissions can be free. This has nothing to do with winning or losing. People like to say, well, if my commissions were cheaper, this is before they made them, knocked them down to free. But here, it's such easy access. But you see, can you make money off your phone? Well, look at this Reddit group, what they've been able to do for this year. This guy, again, if I was young like you, I would be following these people and working and trying to have some strategy that when they have something they're all going to try, whether it's at GameStop, they go to silver, or they're always trying to, who cares their motivation? They want to screw the banks or the hedge funds. They're going short and squeeze them. Doesn't matter the motivation. The motivation, is to make money and make money now. So you can take that money and buy something or pay your bills. So I'm not too keen about the trading schools because the focus is on day trading. Most all of them. And plus, you always have to remember, and you can say this about all trading, all whether it's newsletter, mentor, trading school. I'm telling you, nobody is going to tell you all the secrets, including me. Why should I? Unless you're a family member. Somebody that's your son, your daughter, your wife, your husband. But it's just too tough. Why should I tell you all? Why am I going to tell you all the secrets for $500 or $1,000? The only way, I'm giving you tips in my videos that I wish someone gave me. But still, you gotta discover for yourself because everyone's individual. There's no one way. What works best for you. Everyone's different. So, again, you're right. that no one's going to tell you these things, tell you all the secrets. And even if you look at my videos, my tips, I'm just giving you tips to save you a lot of time. Did I tell you where to buy, where to put the stop? No. This is something you need to discover. But I told my wife, my brother, of course, their family member. And you look back, unless you're very lucky, but this goes to sports too. Usually, there's somebody in the life that's within the family that's very supportive, that teaches you. Have there been a complete stranger that can turn you into a business success, a trading? Of course, but these stories are few and far between. So you can't expect that. That's why I'm going to do a video on what you should look for when hiring a financial planner, a CFP, a trading advisor, a hedge fund, whoever. If you're going to give your hard-earned retirement money for the long run, you have these things called a disclosure document. You need to know how to read these things and what these metrics mean, because there's a tremendous amount of marketing behind all these things, and they're not really telling you the real story, the truth. And the end result is the truth, but how they get there is actually more important than the final number. And the other way is, let's see. So those are the things, regarding I don't like, some of the things I like and don't like. There's some of the things I do like. Yes, you can learn some things from the trading books. I mentioned this psychology, about the psychology from Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. I mentioned this in the video. And any of the basic, not TNA, technical analysis books, Edwards and McGee, John J. Murphy, but I'm sure even this stock charts for dummies or trading for dummies, even these simple for dummies series, believe me, I'm sure you could pick up something very valuable there. It's not just for the idiots out there. And they make it sound that way. So anyway, again, I carried on for who knows how long. I don't know how long I'm talking for, but I want to just tell you, I didn't answer the question. What happened to PK? How long did it take me? I started in gold and silver. I worked for a guy, did make trades on my own. Watched him just hook me. I watched the guy lose all his money and take off from the full disaster, because gold and silver, that's all he knew. All he knew was to go long, never would go short. I worked for him for 4 to 6 months. Then I got into the real game. I got a job, as maybe listen to one of the videos over at Bear Stearns, and I started trading. Now I have very strong. I was a very strong backgammon player. He beat everybody for money. I understand. Didn't play cards. Didn't play poker. I wish I had played poker, because it'd probably be an excellent poker player and been able to play these tournaments years later. But I understood risk, and I had a very strong math background, probability, statistics. We're not talking about algebra, things like this. And so I always knew, and since I did with some futures, and it's the leverage. Remember when I started in the 80s, the leverage is more like 15 to 1, sometimes 20 to 1 I gave you on these futures contracts. Now, over the years, it's more like 10 to 1. So I never bet so big, but I just had a talent for it. I made money. I was a success in the beginning, and that's what got me in the game. And then I got shifted over to the brokerage side, thought, get clients, charge commissions, and trade on the side. This did not work out for me. It was a disaster, actually. But I'm just stuck. But I had all my successes as a trader, and unfortunately, for me, I should have just stuck with that and followed my dream. So, who's guilty? I only blame myself. That why I'm not a big hedge fund trader. And again, to summarize, I didn't have anybody to give me advice. My father gave me no advice, and the advice I got was all the wrong advice. So I had to learn everything on my own. So it makes, as I said before, you heard me say this many times, why am I doing this? I don't sell a newsletter. I don't sell a trading service. Absolutely nothing. I could care less. But it makes me feel like I'm giving, I know I hate the word giving back. This is, I don't really believe in this thinking. I'm doing it because I always dreamed that when I was your age, somebody close to me would tell me, PK, do this, go here, don't do this, and direct advice, even if it was the wrong advice. But someone close to me took interest when they see a motivated young person and wants to make it. And this goes beyond trading. It could be for a business idea. I really believe most people need somebody to guide them, or unless they get lucky. There's a lot of luck involved. Anyway, so I hope I didn't go too far, too deep here, but I want to make it as simple as I can. This PK with out of the box. Oh, one thing I noticed today, look at that silver. Look at that silver. Silver, I think it's up $1. Today is Wednesday in the afternoon. Coming to 28, I like it at 30. So, who knows? But, again, it's just another trade for all you, silver and gold, which is a lot of you, and Bitcoin too. But I still am not a buyer for the long term up here. Anyway, this PK with out of the box. Wish everyone a great day, finishing of the day. It's raining here in Florida, but it'll clear up in an hour. And we'll speak to you tomorrow. Ciao, everybody.